Aloha, everyone. So, today I would like to discuss fevers and how we can support our bodies when we experience fevers, their purpose, and also the importance of not ever shutting down a fever. So, our bodies create fevers depending on whatever it's trying to battle, whether it's a virus or bacteria. Now, anytime we have a virus, we can get a low-grade fever. You're always going to have more of a low-grade fever with viruses. Any type of bacterial infection, you will get the high-grade fevers. Um, so that just kind of helps you decipher what's going on within the body, just kind of depending on what degree the fever is. And our bodies are really fascinating because with every virus and bacteria, the body knows at what degree that virus or bacteria will stop propagating. So it will shut it down at, 101.2 for, a flu virus or whatever. And then with a different kind of bacterial infection, it could be 104, just depending on what you're dealing with. And it's really important to not shut down fevers because that is the purpose of the fever, to help to stop that virus or bacteria from propagating. So what ends up happening when you shut down the fever is that virus or bacteria ends up harboring itself deeper within the body, and it will come out at a later point. So it could harbor itself for weeks, months, and then you go through, a stressful situation, or you get, a cold again or whatever, and then that virus or bacteria will come up again. So it's really important to let your body do what it is meant to do and make sure that you're supporting it. So Dr. Christopher would always teach, especially with little ones, because parents get really freaked out by fevers. Which is understandable if you don't know how the body's working and you don't understand the purpose. Wet fevers are healing and dry fevers are killing. So, having said that, anytime you have a fever, you are at a higher risk of dehydration. So, it's all about fluids. So, getting in a hot bath, drinking herbal teas while you're in the hot bath, especially with little people. When my little ones would get fevers, I'd get them in a hot tub, because what you want to do is you want to get that fever to whatever degree it needs to be able to shut down. And so the hotter the tub, the better. So you put them in a hot bath. You can put lavender in the tub with them. And anytime you use essential oils in water, it will pool at the top, the oil. So you always want to make sure that you swish it around so that it's diluted and it's mixed in. But you can put them in hot baths with lavender, give them red raspberry leaf tea to drink. You can make red raspberry leaf tea popsicles. Like I've shared previously in another video, you don't always have to be drinking the hot tea. Taking Dr. Christopher's infection formula, different things like that to help, boost your immune system, fight whatever virus or bacteria you have going on. The infection formula is antiviral and antibacterial, so no matter what you're dealing with, it will kill whatever. And making sure that you're getting enough fluids. So it's extremely important to just let your body do what it's meant to do, write it out, make sure that you're eating plant-based diet or nothing at all, and just do, fresh juices and smoothies and drinking a ton of water. Drinking herbal teas like red raspberry leaf. You can pair it with spearmint leaf, which is really yummy. Different things like that, and just making sure that you're resting. Now, there are two situations where you don't want to let a fever go. And the two situations are, number one is after a vaccination. So if your child gets a fever after a vaccination, you absolutely need to go to the doctor and seek medical attention. The reason being is because we have a mechanism in our brain that will only let a fever go to 106 degrees and then it shuts it down. That's the highest it will ever go. And I know that that sounds extremely high and scary. And yes, it is, but that is how our bodies are created. Now, if you have a fever that's 106, you're dealing with a bacterial infection of some kind. So normally, under normal circumstances, it's not going to get that high. But like I said, if you were recently vaccinated, it can reach that level because vaccines have toxins, mercury, all sorts of preservatives and different things, and they break through the blood-brain barrier and they affect that mechanism in your brain. So therefore, your body will not shut a fever down the way it normally would. So after a vaccination, if you get a fever, you need to take your child to the doctor. The other instance is if you hit your head. So if you have fallen and you hit your head hard enough, and following that fall, you get a fever, you need to seek medical attention because once again, that mechanism in your brain has been affected, it's been altered, and you cannot trust that your body will shut down the fever at 106 degrees, and it can, of course, be deadly. So those are the two scenarios where you definitely want to seek medical attention. Other than that, normal fevers with viruses and bacteria, let them ride it out. Don't shut it down with Tylenol, ibuprofen. Even white willow bark will shut down a fever because it is the herb, it's derived, or aspirin is derived from white willow bark, but that's where it comes from. So it's really important to make sure that you're drinking lots of fluids, fresh juices, teas, smoothies, and plant-based diet is crucial. So I hope that this was helpful, and don't hesitate with any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Mahalo.